I'm Chip Townsend, and this is the Team Chip Podcast.
Because you decided, well, you're not good enough. And that's not a good way to look at any of your students. If what we're going to show for our school is not what's going to be happening at the school, there's not really a point to be showing what we're doing.
We treat every demo as a chance to recruit. All right, guys, I'm back again. Team Chip Podcast. Pumped to be here and have the one and only JT Cofer. How's it going, JT?
It's going great, sir.
It is good. It is good. All right, JT. So today we're going to be talking about how to build a demo team. You know, we did a podcast episode on kind of the why a demo team and the what is a demo team a little bit, and Zeke jumped in and we did that together. So I thought we'd talk about, you know, a little more the stepping stones of how to build a demo team, thinking in terms of, you know, maybe I've met quite a few martial arts schools, actually lots of martial arts schools. And I'm actually going to throw this out here in this episode. I think a jiu-jitsu school should have a demo team as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because I don't know that I know of any jiu-jitsu schools. There probably are some, but I don't know that I know of any that have a demo team. So anyway, we're talking about how to build a demo team and, you know, kind of what to do with that. But real quick, your background. JT Cofer is our chief instructor at the Team Chip San Angelo, Texas location. And he has ran the demo team, helped to develop and build the demo team, coached the demo team. Started with us when we were 4, right?
Absolutely, yes.
How many years was that?
23 years ago.
Oh. I'm not getting old at all.
Oh, no, not a day over whatever your age is at.
So JT's been with us since he was 4 years old. And one of the most amazing, dedicated, one of the standout things about JT is his attitude. I've never seen it be sour. Like, just always positive, always willing to work, receives feedback like a champ, etc. So anyway, you know, we talked about kind of the why and what in another episode. So I encourage you to go listen to that with Zeke Merchant, and we're going to talk a little bit about the building, kind of steps that we're going to take. So building a team. Where do we start, man? What do we do here?
Well, the first thing is you need to identify students who are committed and coachable. So a lot of times if you're working with your kid or you see someone and you're like, man, I really see the potential in this. Like you should with every student, you have that 10 on their head.
Absolutely.
And go through. But if you're starting to see some are kind of going a little forward, or if somebody is needing a little bit more, you know, we want to work with people that need a little bit more sometimes. Like, they're kind of, they go through a little faster than others and they're like, ooh, what's the next step?
Absolutely.
But the real thing is are they committed? Do you see them in class consistently?
Yes.
Do you see them, you know, if they're on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday schedule, and do you see them all Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, week after week?
Right.
Are they always there? Can you, count on that?
Right.
But also, are they coachable? So are you going to be able to go up to your student that's we're looking at for your demo team and go, hey, let's make this little minor adjustment. And are they reacting?
How do they receive it?
Yeah. Are they going, I'm just not, sometimes they go, I'm not good enough, which that's another story,
right.
Helping
whole different podcast episode.
Whole different podcast episode. But are they receiving and going, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, doing the fixing and going from there? I'm
going to pause you for half a second. I think I put the cart in front of the horse a little bit. Real quick, I want to kind of define demo team. For us, a demonstration team is a group that you kind of put together and develop, and we do a demo team tryout as well. So, but the way it works for us is we only allow, in our traditional Taekwondo and kickboxing program, only allow junior black belts and black belts to be a part of the demo team. So there are no color belts. Now, if you're a martial arts school owner and operator out there and you don't have a lot of black belts, or you have some higher level students, you can do it any way you want to do it. You could have a demo team with color belts for sure. The reason we do that is because in our early days, we didn't have that many black belts, but we thought of it as a retention tool to help develop the black belts and to keep them longer, right? And so with that said, for us, it's black belts only, but for you guys, it doesn't necessarily have to be black belts only. And then to kind of quickly define demonstration team, the word demonstration in and of itself kind of defines it, but it's a group of people that you can take out into your community for entertainment reasons or all different reasons as a service group to demonstrate the things that you teach in your school, demonstrate the character, the culture, the skill sets that you have. So that just kind of lay that groundwork as we're talking about this. And again, it doesn't just have to be black belts, but for us it is. Now, I would say in the jiu-jitsu rank structures, you're not going to have even junior black belts. So it's going to be very different. So you would need to set some sort of standard at some level they could possibly try out for the demo team. So anyway, I'll lay that ground. So now we're back to where to start, identifying those students that are committed, they're coachable, etc. So let's continue to talk about.
Absolutely. So we're now looking kind of, as you're looking through those little things, you're looking for kids who have heart, but not just skill. Yeah. And so one of the beautiful lessons that you've taught me as we've gone in is that, and I've taken it to heart so much, is that everyone has their own journey in this. That's the beauty of martial arts in general. Everyone can go and better themselves from it and do there. So now we're looking at, you might have the kid that can do a very fast kick with really good technique. And you might have the kid that can do the same kick, maybe not as fast, but is still going at it. That kid might have more heart and is still trying and going for it. That's kind of what we're looking in the demonstration team. Are we going to find and have our students that are going to come on and you can see that they're going to keep going at it? Have you seen the students that have failed and kept going? Are those the students you're looking for in your team? I highly suggest you do. Not saying you can't go for the ones that are kicking fast, moving great, but are you looking at your people's attitude? Are you looking at
are they uplifters?
Absolutely.
Are they uplifters? Do they receive feedback well? Do they have heart to work through a hard time, etc. Right?
Absolutely. Very cool. So there's a lot of groundwork there because we don't really want to ignore anybody. That was one of the things that I actually had a hard time with at recruiting for the first part, was you kind of start looking who's kicking the fastest, who's looking the best, who's doing this. I'm going to go and ask them. That's not good at all, because now you're going to not only separate groups and kind of get it a little weird of a clique. If you do it, you're going to have that retention that you might have been building really well fall out the door. And now they are at one step out the door, because you decided, you're not good enough. And that's not a good way to look at any of your students.
Right. Absolutely. I love that. I like what you said. You're not creating a clique, right? And, we talked about this in the other episode a little bit, because Zeke said, that kind of became his circle that he kind of stuck with. But it wasn't an unhealthy circle. It wasn't a circle that didn't fit into every other class with every other rank, and didn't have a better than thou attitude either, right? So we're looking for humility as well.
Absolutely.
We're searching those guys out. So let's talk about so we kind of recruit them. We're looking for people that have the potential. We don't want anyone, to the best of our ability, to feel left out, but we're not necessarily going to invite everybody. So, you're going to have some that you pass over until they mature, until they hit some of the things that you're looking for, right? And then what about the structure of, the practices of the team, et cetera? So how do we work that?
So one of the things that you need to make sure for your demonstration team is that you are not sporadic. Anything that is good has routine. Yes. And so you want to make sure that, a lot of times we're talking about junior black belts and black belts, there's going to be a lot of kids in that too. And if you don't have a structured class, as in like a set date, hey, we're coming to this class at this time to do this specifically, a lot of times they'll lose interest in it. Right. It's the same concept of the kid that only comes once a week. If they're just coming once a week, they're gonna lose interest in it. It's not really a big part of the routine. But if we're having a structured demonstration class where they get to look forward to it, go, ooh, I'm ready to go. We're going to learn. We're going to do this. But it's a part of that routine that's really going to help them out as they go. I have in San Angelo, a lot of our people now, we have ours is on Tuesday night. Right. And it's one of the things that, they're excited for demo. We have, honestly, unless somebody is in school or doing some kind of activity, we have almost 100%, attendance there, because it's demo night. We're going to do demo team. It's like, that's very good to have. So it's because we have that structure of that, for sure, this is your class.
Yeah, right. So the way we do it in Abilene as well is we have a Friday night demo team practicing class where the demo team is required to come in and train. And obviously, if they're sick, if they have a school activity, they can miss a practice. But generally, attendance is required. But that class is consistent. It's regular. Now, what they work on in there may change and bounce and be all over the place sometimes, because we want to stretch them and help them to learn new things and expand their boundaries. And that's part of the purpose of that demo team and that class. But the other consistency is they have to be training in their regular student classes at least 2 to 3 classes a week as well, right?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Very cool. So make your demo team class exclusive and make sure it's consistent on the schedule so it doesn't fall off. These just kind of, we're going to have a practice for this one thing coming up and then not do it again. It's too sporadic and they don't have anything to look forward to. I think another important piece, and I'd like to hear your thoughts on this, is that in those demo team classes, I kind of alluded to it, but you're throwing them kind of some karate candy and you're challenging them with new things. And obviously in those classes, we do functional, foundational stuff. But once they're pretty solid with that, then we're throwing them fresh things. So give me some thoughts on that.
So one of the things I like that you said, we are foundational, right?
Yes.
One of the things about your demo team is you want to make sure you're going out and showing them what you're doing at your school.
Yes.
That is one thing we need to make sure that is in your curriculum. You know, we're talking about jiu-jitsu. You go out there, you could have somebody do an exhibition match, but basically where they just go out, they know that they're going to be rolling and they go and demonstrate what a roll looks like. You know, that's something there, but that's your foundation. So as your students or your demo team is coming along in that, and they're solid, they're there, you know, hey, you're hitting that exactly.
Right.
Throw them something that is going to challenge them.
Right.
You know, hey, what we used to do, and Zeke's one of the best at this, is round off backflip to a break.
Right.
You know, which one of your students is, you know, as you're tailoring to them, which one of them is going to go to that, you know?
Right.
But we have to have that foundation.
Right.
You know, if what we're going to show for our school is not what's going to be happening at the school,
right,
there's not really a point to be showing what we're doing.
Absolutely.
You know, and
I love
so,
that.
but when we go creating those challenges, you know, now that you're at that foundation, what's the next step? Sometimes even challenging them to going, what are you going to do about it?
Right.
You know, giving them that responsibility. Hey, next week, I want to see something new from you.
Yes.
Whoa. And sometimes you need to allow you do need to allow your people to come up. What's new? They're young. I had the same questions as a kid. What's new? What is a new thing?
Right.
You can just give them a look at it and say, why don't you work on the sword a little bit? I want to see what you could do with this weapon. You know, what about an extreme hand combination? You know, you do so well on our forms, our basic forms.
Right.
How can you make that more extreme now? You know, what's something you can add to
Make it more sport style, speed it up.
A little bit, yes. And so that's something, or even, hey, is there something you love doing here that we can take out there and demonstrate out there? Oh, I love to break. Good. We're breaking. Let's do this break now, you know, and stuff like that.
I love that. And I love that you've kind of hit on it a few times, making sure that they're solid on the fundamentals that you teach inside your school. Because whenever you go out and demonstrate, that's what you want people to see. You don't want them just to see this high-end product and they come to the school and go, well, that's not what I saw at that demonstration the other day, right? So that's really powerful. And I think it's important, too, that we're emphasizing that, you know, to the team, that it's a privilege to be on the team. It's not their right to be on the team.
Absolutely. Right? I think one of the things about that really stems from it is that we talk about they need to be training in class.
Right.
You know,
absolutely.
If they're coming to class and just doing demo team, you're not going to improve. You know, the reason you come to class, one is to keep your training and keep yourself sharp.
Right.
But it's also to challenge yourself in that too. I talked to our students in the adult class the other day about when you come to class, what's your personal goal for class? When you step on the mat, are you here going, I want to be faster at this kick. This time I'm going to hit a little bit harder. I'm going to hit a little bit faster. I'm going to do this. I'm going to make sure I'm focusing there. It's the same with your demo team.
Right.
If they're only coming and doing like we said, the sports karate stuff for us, you know, just the fast stuff. Well, they'll be good at that, but they won't have the foundation that they could be better
skills.
at it.
Right. Very good. Another thing too, that I think is important to say here, I believe that martial arts is a perishable skill. I believe that without maintenance, and that's another reason that we require that demo team to be in the traditional student classes, training on those fundamental skills all the time, because with time you can lose it. It's like, you know, use it or lose it, right?
Absolutely.
Very cool. So, you know, let's talk a little bit about demo team as kind of a growth tool for your business. Use your team to grow your school. So what are some ways that we do that, JT?
Well, one of the things is you could schedule regular community performances. Right. I think one of the things that helped me as I was running our team is that our program director in Abilene, Glenn Ann, got with me and said, I'm going to get these contacts for you, and I want you to schedule them.
Right.
And so she would give me the contact. I would go in and schedule, and that builds the face of who the person leading the team is.
Right.
Going, oh, this is the contact for that. But that's where the rapport starts too.
Right.
You know, when we go, even if for some reason I wasn't in the demo that day, I would still be in there, polo, jeans. Hey, good to see you. This is our demo team. Right. This is where. But that's going to build your community. That's going to build your rapport with your community that you have at large. And more repetition, more things you go to, people talk.
Right.
Man,
Absolutely.
I love that this Team Chip demo team came out. They were an awesome show. Whoa, this was really cool. You should go and talk to them. And that opens a lot of doors for where you can be.
Absolutely. We talked about this in the other episode as well, but your demo team is kind of like a marketing billboard for your school, right? And so every time you're out there and you're doing regular community performance, or you're partnering with schools to come in and do stuff at schools, fairs, festivals, whatever that is, you're staying front of mind.
Absolutely.
When a kid in a random house in your area goes to mom or dad and says, "Hey, I want to do martial arts," but you're the one they've been seeing, right? You're front of mind, and you're going to be one of the first ones that they likely give an opportunity to serve them. And that's a big part of that kind of growth strategy with your demo team as far as the business piece goes. And we treat every demo as a chance to recruit. There are three big R's in my kind of mind in the martial arts business. There's recruitment, there's retention, and then there's revenue. So we've got to manage these things well, and recruiting. So whenever we go out and do a demo, can we use the team as kind of a recruiting tool?
Fantastic. Well, I'll start with saying that some of my favorite demos that we do are the ones with like schools and festivals and everything.
Right.
I absolutely love it because I just love being around the kids. I love the excitement around it. I love being around the adults too. I like seeing all the excitement. But one of that recruit is that, like, at the very end of our demo, we bring the kids out to a class. We have a little mini class. It's not even 10 minutes. We go, we kick, we punch, we show super basic stuff.
Right.
But that's where that kind of retention comes from, right?
Absolutely.
Mom, Dad, I really love doing that. I did that. I went out and did a class with them. Can we go and try it out? Absolutely.
Right.
It's that start of getting them in. The foot that gets
kind
in
of breaking
the door.
the ice.
Yeah. The foot that gets in the door doesn't have to be immediately at your school. It can be where you're going to perform. I
love it. I love it. And in those classes, we're demonstrating, and I said this in the other episode, our culture, like high respect and confidence, eyes up and shaking hands. And something that I talked with Zeke about is at these little mini performances and mini classes that we do, we have the demo team go out and recruit a friend, not necessarily somebody they already know, but that's so good for the demo team member themselves to get to expand themselves, to have to go out and approach someone and say hi, shake their hand, invite them on the mat. And then as a couple of kids start to follow them on the mat, then it grows. More kids start to kind of fill in, right? So we think of that as kind of an add value to our demos by doing the mini class in the venues that it's available. It's not always available to do that, but in venues it's available. But that's a recruiting tool. We're kind of breaking the ice for them and letting them feel, but also letting the parents see from the outside what's going on. And I will say, last thing, we'll do a thing like call and response, where we'll have them do 2 punches, and we'll use the word courtesy. Like, I'm going to say courtesy. When you punch, you say be nice. And so we're defining our culture characteristics, right?
Absolutely.
With the physical skills they're doing. So we're educating the people around the demo, like, oh, these guys teach really positive, good things to our kids mentally as well. So that's very cool. So what's a way that we can kind of broaden the reach with the demo team?
So one of the things is, and I forgot you had told me to listen to a podcast. I forgot the name of the person, but they were talking about when you're teaching a class, you need to record. And one of the things I loved about that was, are you the kind of person that you would want to learn from?
Right.
Which is beautiful. It's the same thing with your demo team.
Right.
If I record, recording performances, I'm not only doing that for a social media presence,
right,
but I'm doing that to go back and say, hey, one of the things that we did growing up and everything too was we're watching the performances and, ooh, that was a little out of sync.
Right.
Ooh, where do we need to pick it up? And that's what helps our demo team going.
Yes.
And the positive part of that is like, hey guys, that's looking really sharp. Now we're looking at this synchronization for
absolutely
it, and so you want to have that in front of them. The best way to know how to fix something is when it's in front of you,
right?
That's why we have mirrors at your school.
Feedback is the food of champions.
Absolutely. That's why we have the mirrors at the school. Right. Are you watching yourself? One of the things that might go off for a second here, one of the things is if you're embarrassed to watch yourself as a martial artist, stop. Just do it. That's my point of view. Just stop, do it, because you need to be first comfortable with yourself,
right,
and know how you move to be able to improve, but able to help your students improve. Because we talk about being across from a partner and reading a body. Well, how can you tell people how to read a body if you can't read your own body?
Absolutely.
It's the same thing with your performances. Recording them. How can you tell yourself what to fix if you're not confident enough to watch yourself?
Absolutely.
And so that's one of the things too. It'll help your kids and your demo team's confidence boost, because you're now the rock. You're the rock that sits there and says, hey, this is good. If you're falling a little bit, you can lean on me and I'll help you get to that next place, but you have to watch it. You have to see yourself do it.
I love it. So we're kind of broadening the reach internally with the team by recording them and then giving them immediate feedback. Like, hey guys, we're going to run this section of the demo, record it. We're all going to watch it together and we're going to get some feedback from that. And then the cool thing is when you're out in the community, a lot of times you can assign someone to be a camera person, but a lot of times you'll have parents there as well recording. And then what are they doing? They're posting it on their social media.
Absolutely.
And so they're posting, they're tagging grandparents and they're oh, little, Susie got to do a demo today and we're so proud of her. And so that's a powerful way to also broaden your reach as a business as well. So, all right, let's go back and let's kind of recap and rehash just a little bit about, how to, get started with a demo team. Number one, just do it. Just start a team, right?
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Get a class, a day set up that's special just for them, where you can really start to pour into them at another level, not to make them the special crew, but just to help to expand them and grow them and develop their knitting as a team, right? You need to have kind of a clear vision for the demo team. Like, what is the purpose of our demo team? Why are we doing it? And for us, it's multi-layered. It's, the internal vision amongst us as leaders is, it's retention. We want to keep them excited and keep them moving forward. And in the big picture as a business, it's getting the team out into the community so that they can kind of be the face of the school and demonstrate the character and the personality and the skill sets and all the things that they're getting to learn.
Yes.
Have and set strong expectations. Speak to that just a little bit, JT. Strong expectations.
I'm going to tell you how it is.
Yeah.
Are you willing to do what you're telling your students to do? There you go. And this, I was actually thinking about this the other day. So a couple of months ago, I kind of tweaked my hip a little bit. Funny enough, showing a person how to do a stretch, which I was laughing about. I was like, but one of the things that we put into, and our program director up there was telling me, she was telling the parents, because they were like, man, he's out there, doing this stuff. She said he's not going to do anything that he can't do himself or expects to them. And now the thing is like, I might not be able to throw an amazing round off backflip like I used to,
right?
But I can for sure show you and teach you and help you out.
Absolutely.
One of the things that we got to make sure is that we want our demo team, we want them to be good at what they do,
right?
But we have to be able to be willing to at least go out there and try it with them,
right?
Do it with them. Even if you fail, show them how to get back up.
Right.
It doesn't matter. A lot of people want to go, oh, I can't fail in front of my students. You have to. I have to. And because the only time you really become a failure is just when you quit.
That's right. That's
so
powerful.
I fall down, I get back up. So that's the kind of final thought. After all that we've talked about, the last thing is make sure you're going to get out there and do it with them. Absolutely. Are you going to help them out with it? Are you going to be building that rapport with your team so they can be confident, so that they can be able to go out? Because going back to kind of like being the rock,
right?
Why am I at those demos? When I was running it, I could have just sent, Mr. Zeke out. Okay, cool. Go do a demo.
Right.
This is where you're going to be. Have fun. No, I need to be there for them because
Absolutely.
I'm the person that if they get scared,
they can lean on.
They can lean on. If
Absolutely.
they get nervous, I'm here. I have a couple clapperbacks. Pop, pop, pop. We're all going to kick. Let's go. Let's go.
Get warmed up and get them back in the zone. Right?
So building that team starts with you being there for them.
Absolutely. I love it. So, we talked about kind of a clear vision, strong expectations. And make sure you communicate the expectations to the team too around the idea of you've got to be in your traditional classes and maintain your skills and grow your skills. You've got to make your demo team class consistently and set some attendance boundaries, to make sure that everyone's upholding that and track that, or assign someone like a JT or a Zeke to be the team leader to help attract that stuff and make sure the team is staying on track. Make sure you're making their training consistent. Especially that special extra class for them to train in. We do not, by the way, we do not charge for our demo team. We don't, I don't like nickeling and diming. It is an absolute privilege to be a part of our demo team, but we don't charge for it. We just feel like it should be part of their journey and part of their growth, and we want to pour into them as much as possible. So just some kind of nuggets. If you're even thinking about it, don't think anymore. Sit down, draw up a plan, vision, expectations, and set up a day you can train with them and or pour into them in their training and get it started, right, JT?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. So do you have any final thoughts other than just do it for people around demo team?
Kind of the final thought right here would be, as we're talking through all of our stuff and making sure that you are consistently doing that, make sure that as you do it, have fun with it still.
Yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
if you're gonna go, there's times where it's like, you know, you can be overwhelmed if you don't know how to pace it. There were times where I might have gone, oh man, I got to reach out to this person, this person, this person. At first, it was a little overwhelming, but not bad, because I went back and said, I'm going to talk to this person, and in 30 minutes, I'm about to reach to this person.
Right.
Now,
break it into bite-sized chunks.
A week before the next demo, or 5 days before our class, I'm looking at what we're doing. What is the next thing? By the time we get to the actual thing, I'm well prepared.
Right.
Then they're well prepared. And now we can just kind of go out there. So not just do it, but make a plan to do it as well.
Absolutely. Prepare, think through it, make a plan, draw out an outline, and don't look like you're shooting off the hip or not sure what to do next. As a leader, walk in with confidence and command, not in a like, go do it, but just command that presence and make sure that people know that you're confident in what you do, right?
Yes, sir.
Love it, man. Well, I encourage you guys, school owners, start a demo team. Make it a great retention tool. Make it a piece of your marketing for your school. For years in our cities of Abilene and San Angelo, our team has kind of become the face of our school and our local community because we have them out there. In the summers, we're doing demos at the little Y Care programs where kids are in basically kind of a daycare all day, all week while their parents at work and they're not in school anymore. So our team goes around and does almost weekly demos at these things. There are opportunities for demos all over the place, grand openings for businesses, city events, art walks downtown. There's just, you have your own special festivals and city square meetings that happen. Get your team involved, get them out there and get them demoing, get them in front of your local community. It's just such a powerful tool when you do it well. So, all right, guys, it's been good. Thank you, JT.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you being here and pouring into this. If you guys have any questions, message us anytime. Give us a like. Please give us a review. Let us know kind of what you'd like to hear, what you're liking. And hope you're enjoying it and getting some great nuggets. And we'll see you guys next time.
Sir.
Thank you for tuning into the Team Chip Podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget, subscribe, share, and or leave a review because we need you. We appreciate you so much. And without you, we can't make this happen. Remember, consistency is the key to success. So go out there and never be outworked.